Yo, what is good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Welcome to another episode of the What's Up PlayStation Reviews, aka WUPS Reviews. This is going to be a little bit different today because we're going to be reviewing some hardware, man. We got to end the year off right. We dropped our Game Awards reactions. We had Spider-Man 2 WUPS review. That was our first episode. Hopefully you guys go and check that out because it was a good one. And now we're here reviewing two very popular products within the world of PlayStation. It's sold out everywhere. But we're going to give our honest thoughts and opinions on the two products. Me and Persona will be using it thoroughly. And we're going to talk about it, man. But we can't do the ropes reviews without my bro. You see him down there, the Brady Bunch. We are out here. My bro Persona. Persona, what's good, man? How you been? How you doing?
Yo, man, what's good, people, man? It's your boy Persona, Gaming One Persona, one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And yo, man, it feels good to be back, man. Getting back into the rigmarole of, putting out content on the What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel with my bro Bari. Shout out to Bari up there. Y'all see him up there. And yo, man, it's gonna be a good episode, man. With WUPS reviews, man. We got a lot of good things we're gonna be talking about. I'm excited, man. I got a lot of things to say, man. Especially when it comes to that portal, because Bari, if you remember, I was vehemently against that device.
Yeah, you definitely against the portal, but I think a lot of people was though. They were against the portal, but now they're vibing with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think these are two interesting products where it could be very the positives and the negatives could be very like up and down, like it's all over the place. Some people might like really love the product, but some people might really hate the product or
And some
see
people
no
might
need
even
for it.
see it as like I was gonna say see it as like a useless device that you don't really need and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've noticed, and I don't want to get ahead of what we like our how we're gonna do things, but one of the things I noticed is like people think that this is just like remote play, like how you would do through your phone, but it's a bit more advanced than that. It's a much more seamless process, and it's there's no interference. It's strictly remote, to connect to the device, play, and you don't need to be on your own network to do that. I want to say that in bold letters, man, because I think a lot of people have this misconception that you only can play this or use this device in your home. No, you can be at work, you could be across the country, you could be across the world, and use this device as long as you're connected to an internet source.
Yeah, we definitely want to get more in depth with that because like throughout the time that I had the portal, I definitely was playing around with all of those aspects. I mean, mainly
Mm,
using it in the home, but
mm,
I definitely did it outside of that as well. But
mm,
let's get into it though, Persona man, because like I said, we're going to be doing two reviews here. And that's the first one is with the PlayStation Pulse Explorers, and then we're going to do the PlayStation Portal. And like how we do it for WUPS reviews, Persona have his own score, I have my own score, and collectively we're going to join them together and we get a final score for both products. But we're going to be reviewing the Pulse Explorers, Persona man.
yeah.
Very very excited for this product. When it was first introduced, like, oh, I needed a earbud. In PlayStation, they typically have good earbuds or good headphones when it comes to the sound quality and all that stuff. But I got some mixed opinions when it comes to the Pulse Explorers, man.
Mhm.
And majority of it is positive, but the cons for it is it can be detrimental. You know what I mean? It could
Mhm.
be the cons can be like the things that will make you decide if you want to buy it or not. You know what I mean? And then eventually we'll talk about can we really recommend this product on a gaming level and an overall level as far as like everyday use case scenario for your phone, your computer, gaming, the portal, you know what I mean, things like that. But we're gonna break it down as far as our opinions, the form factor. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the comfortability, the sound, the charging case. I think is a nice thing to talk about as well. The price, the connectivity. You know what I mean? We're gonna list our positives and negatives when it comes to those things. So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first when it comes to this?
Yeah, I could go first. It's fine.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the Pulse Explorer earbuds was definitely something that I was really looking forward to. When they first showed that off, it having the new audio technology, noise canceling, and everything like that. This was definitely a product that I wanted to really experience, and having like official PlayStation earbuds. That's dope. I'm like, yeah, I want this. I want to have this. For and obviously it's meant to accompany the Portal, but it is also something that you could use with your PlayStation 5 as well. So I'm like, yo, this is a dope device. I definitely wanted to pick this up. So, starting with form factor, I think the form factor for the earbuds is a bit weird in my opinion, right? When I first got them and was trying to put them in my ears, I was putting them in incorrectly
Other way,
and
yeah.
like sitting in
Same.
them like trying because like cause I use AirPods, like I have AirPod Pros, which are really easy, just pop them in, bloop, they right there. These have like these like a big jutting plastic part that kind of juts out of your
A
ears where like
bar.
it has the which where it has the volume up and down buttons, and it also has the connectivity button underneath. So it kind of feels weird at first when you're trying to put them in your ears because you don't realize that, oh, you would think the PlayStation symbol needs to be right side up, but actually it's upside down when you put them on your ears. So it's kind of weird how you have to position these on your ears, but it's not so distracting to where you it becomes like uncomfortable or nuisance when it comes to like long play sessions or things like that. Like, I've been using them like, when I was playing like Grand Blue or playing, Sly or other games that I've been playing, and like, the long sessions don't really they're comfortable. When it comes to, well, yeah, I guess that answers the question of comfortability as well. When it comes to like the comfortability, I do think they are comfortable, and they do come with different size rubber ear I guess ear suctions or
Or
ear
cups. I
cups or
call them
whatever.
cups or whatever, yeah.
Your ear cups or whatever. So if you got like, big ears, small ears or whatever, like, it kind of fits all. So I think the comfortability is fine. The sound is good. I do think the sound is good. Um, one of my gripes with the sound though is it's all unified. So I use the End Zone H9 headphones typically before I got these. And with the End Zone H9s, the game volume, and if you're in a party chat volume, you can control how loud or how low you want that to be from the headphone. With the Pulse Explorers, this all of the sound is unified. So if you lower it, it's not going to lower one and make another high. It's gonna make everything low.
Both of
So that
them
means
low, yeah.
the game and the party chat is gonna be low. There is no
It
differentiate.
has that dual device connectivity thing that
Yeah,
the PlayStation Link thing does, yeah.
yeah. So when it comes to the sound, it's all going to be in unison. I don't really like that because, again, I've been using the H9s for so long now. I'm so used to just having that control at my fingertips of being able, because the H9s has a volume button to make how loud or how high you want the volume to be for whatever you're listening to, but also the secondary volume button for how low or how high you want the game and party chat to be. So kind of having that type of customization at your fingertips kind of going away with these earbuds, a bit of a disappointment, honestly. Charging case, I think the charging case is okay. I kind of wish it was a little bit smaller though. Like it just feels too bulky, too
Bulky,
big
yeah.
for something that's such a small thing, such a small device with the two earphones. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been just maybe like 20% smaller. Because if I was somebody that wanted to like use these with my iPhone and going out, that's a big case, man. I wouldn't feel comfortable carrying that
Yeah,
around in my
it's not
pocket
a
like that.
carrying case, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a carrying case. I wish they would have made that a little bit smaller. I think when it comes to the price, I think for what you're getting, I think the price is fair. The reason why I say that is because this is some of the best noise cancellation I have ever experienced on headphones or AirPods or whatever. Like, I'm sitting directly in front of my fan talking to Bari, saying, Bari, can you hear my fan? No. Bari's sitting in front of his fan. I don't hear nothing. Nothing in the background can be heard. That noise cancellation and audio technology with the sounds of the games and all that stuff, it does sound really, really good. So I think for its intended purpose and what it's supposed to do, I do think that it is a fair price, but looking at so many things that like it wasn't that aren't there. Like I said, compared to the H9s, I could see how someone may look at this and say, "Oh, yeah, I don't think it's worth it." For me, I don't really think it's an issue. Final negative when it comes to the connectivity. Um, for some reason, I've been having a lot of sync issues with these earbuds. Where
Mm.
like for instance, yesterday, me and Barry was playing Grand Blue last night, and like I'm using the earbuds, and like they just desynced, and like I had to put them back in the case, pull them back out. They wouldn't sync. I had to like reset the whole thing, not my PlayStation, but like go back into like holding the button on the AirPods to like do like a so like the PlayStation could find them again so that it could resync, and they wouldn't work. So I ended up having to just use my H9. So I was just like, all right, screw this. So there are some issues where I think a couple of updates or whatever can fix, but I definitely have been experiencing some connectivity issues when it comes
Yeah,
to using them.
I've seen people mention that as well. We're gonna get in some major negatives, but let's give him our overall thoughts on the product. I do like them. I do like them. When it comes to the comfortability and the size, I did think like it was a large earbud, and I thought it was going to be heavier than it is, but it's actually not heavy at all. And just looking at the form factor of everything, I thought like I was going to have issues putting this in my ear. You know what I mean? But I didn't. These are the basic like tips for the for the earbud, and I didn't have no issue with the basic one that it came with. So yeah, I do like how they feel. I think they're very comfortable, surprisingly comfortable. The form factor is a little bit weird, what I mean, because I was with you with the whole, putting the thing in. I was like, wait, is this right? Do I have it upside down? And then once you finally get it, you get it. But that first
Mhm.
initial, it did look a little weird. Thank God, if they didn't have the right or the left, indication on it, psh, you know what I mean?
Hey,
I'd have got
yo,
lost.
would have been in bad shape, man.
Yeah, I'd have got lost there. But I will say this though, the sound, I think the sound quality is great for these earbuds. Like I had no issue, playing the game and hearing everything, being on a phone call and hearing everything, being in the Twitter space or whatnot and hearing it, watching a YouTube video, hearing everything. It sounds really, really great in the ear. And it's not like too over like loud or whatnot. It's just like a good sounding quality. The background noise cancellation, I think they call it like the planar magnetic drivers or what are the AI enhanced noise rejection. That joint is godlike.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that's the
incredible.
biggest seller of this earbud because there was one time we was doing the Twitter space or whatnot, and I was going to the movies. You know what I mean? I said, yeah, I'm gonna walk to the movies, you know what I mean? Because the city, the sound, everything is bustling, cars zooming, buses, all that stuff. And I was walking and I was asking, I was like, can you guys hear like me walking in the background? And people was like saying no, they can't hear it. And I was just like, whoa. And I was talking at the same time. I'm like, that is some. I need whatever that is, that AI joint. I need that in every headset, earbud, whatever it is. Put that joint in the DualSense controllers. I don't know what it is. Put that thing in there. That joint is godlike. You know what I mean? So I did love that aspect. So yeah, the sound, the AI enhanced stuff, I thought was amazing. I do have a negative though. The mic quality, I don't think is the best because there's times where I'm talking. Maybe it's the way how I have it set up because I set it up like this. Maybe I need to angle it down a little bit more. People will say you sound low, or you know what I mean, or they can't really hear me too loud or whatnot. But yeah, I think the mic quality of the earbud could be much better. And it is an earbud, it's not a headset, so it's nothing crazy, but I do think it could be better. Another thing I want to talk about, yeah, the charging case. I do think the charging case is pretty bulky. I don't really have a necessarily issue with it in the house, but I do think like if you're gonna have a bulky case like this, put some feet on the bottom. I think it was like average game consumer or average consumer. He said something like that too, and I definitely agreed. And this was before I had the headset. I mean the earbud, and I was like, what kind of complaint is that? You want some feet on the what you call it, the charging case, and then now that I have it in my hand and it's on my actual gaming desk or whatnot, Yeah, and it's sliding. I'm like, yeah, it could need that little grippy texture underneath it. So like if you do slide it open, it opens up. But yeah, it's definitely bulky. I don't think it's something that you will carry outside like that. That's due to how large it is. I will say this though, it is very, very easy to pair with devices. It was easy to pair with my phone. It was easy to pair with my computer. You know what I mean? I think the PlayStation Link technology is very, very good. It definitely has some flaws though, because yes, when I was using it yesterday with Persona, on the PS5, like it synced quickly using the Link, dongle, but it did desync like twice. It desynced and then it synced back again. It was automatic. It didn't do like a whole shutdown thing for me, but it did it twice for me. So I was like, interesting. I see a lot of people complaining about that issue. And hopefully they do get it fixed. So that's definitely something that we got to mention in the review. The battery life I think was good. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. I got about like 5 hours out of it. And then if you do have the charging case, it does charge as well. But yeah, I think the battery life was pretty good. So that's like my overall positives when it comes to the Pulse Explorers. But we're going to get into the negatives now, Persona. We're going to get into the negatives. And I have some flaws with the product. Cuz I do want to love it, but I do think the flaws are pretty substantial. You know what I mean? Where no mute button on the actual.
I was gonna put that as like a major negative.
Yeah, we in here. Major negative flaw.
Oh yeah. Yo,
it's very weird that this earbud have two volume rockers and two link things here, because normally when I connect to my phone and I take out one, it just automatically syncs, and it's automatically syncing already. If you have the link dongle, it automatically syncs. So I'm kind of confused why it has two link buttons and two volume rockers, where you just missed the whole opportunity to put in a mute button on there. How you feel about that?
Yo, listen. I think not having a mute button on these is one of the biggest flaws this year when it comes to like headphones, man. You can't have a headphone like this that's meant to be used as a communication device and be used as something that you could listen to, like when you gaming or something like that, and not have a mute button there. That was one of the first thing that I noticed when it came to first setting these up and like getting into a party. I'm talking, and I'm like, yo, why? Okay, where's the mute button? Where's the mute button? And I'm looking at him like, yo, there's no mute button on these. What's going on here? Right? And like you actually have to unmute yourself through the party setting. I'm like, yo, PlayStation.
Yep. And you gotta mute yourself on the phone. You gotta mute yourself in the party app. You gotta I'm just like, yo,
I'm like, yo, PlayStation, what are you doing? What?
Overall on this earbud, including the case, you have 3 link buttons, but no mute buttons. And crazy. So far, like I said, when it connects to devices, it's pretty seamless. So I'm still confused. Like, why is there 2 link buttons? I can get the 2 volume rockers, you know what I mean? But 2 link buttons.
I don't even get that, because I feel like
it's weird. But you're right.
The reason why I say that is because you can. There's a setting that you could change on the PlayStation to set everything to unified sound, and you can just use one volume thing that controls both earbuds. So I'm like, why have 2 volume rockers on each side? That's a huge, to me personally, I feel like that's a huge design flaw. I feel like they should have had it unified to where if you're using both, you have to, you can, I'm assuming, and it's just not me making excuses. This is just me kind of like thinking from like an engineer's perspective. I'm assuming that they were thinking, oh, well, somebody might only want to put one in their ear. So they have a volume.
I've done that.
Yeah. So I think from that perspective, I understand. But I don't know, man. I just feel like 2 volume rockers, 2 link buttons, but no mute button. Or at least being able, and like they could have had it to where like you could just like hit it, something like that. Cause like, you know how like the AirPods, you can mute by just like, it's like a touch sensor that you just touch and it mutes. I just wish they would have had that with something like this, especially at that price point.
Yeah,
at that price point. I'm like, and listen, there's a lot of positives here, especially with the sound quality and the cancellation stuff like that, that make the price worth it, in my opinion. In my opinion,
Mm,
but major flaws like no mute button, I can see how people may look at that and say like, "Yo, nah, I'm not picking these up. No mute
yeah,
button. It's crazy."
yeah, 100%. To play along with what you said as well, like the functionality of like no playback, no play, buttons or features for like music. It makes it really hard to recommend it for like daily use, like listening
Yeah.
to your phone. If you're
Mhm,
listening to
mhm, mhm,
Spotify or
mhm.
or Apple Music or YouTube Music, it's really tough because if you're out and about, you got their phone in your pocket, you can't really do nothing. You're just listening. You know what I mean? Where you don't have nothing where you can like, let me double tap to replay the song that I just played, or let me play to skip over
Mhm.
to the next song, or let me press this button to stop a song. Let me press this to play a song.
I
That type of stuff is needed in my opinion, especially if you're marketing the product, because they're marketing this product to for your gaming usage and for your phone and your computer. You know what I mean? So it's an overall all around product, but
but
it doesn't showcase those features.
I feel like I feel like when it comes to this device, yes, they say you can use it with the phone, you can use it with your PC or whatever, but I feel like that's all that stuff was an afterthought because a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of the
just like
features
slap on.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of the features that's missing from this device, I'm like, can you really use this with your phone? Like, I'm be honest with you, I'd much rather use my AirPods than
Hmm.
the Pulse Explore earbuds for music or talking on the phone with somebody or whatever on my phone. And on my computer, I've got these. So like I wouldn't use, and honestly, I wouldn't even recommend using the Pulse Explorer earbuds because of the features that's limited. A lot of the things with the Pulse Explorer earbuds, I feel like it's centered around a
Gaming.
PlayStation
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah, gaming experience, but more specifically, a PlayStation experience. I really and truly, I wish they should have just made this a proprietary device because it's like
I think I don't necessarily think it's like that's a PlayStation experience. I think it's more centered around a PlayStation Portal experience. You know what I
that as
mean?
well. Yep. Yep.
Because yeah, like me going into into this product, buying it, I was looking forward to using it as like a daily driver for my phone, for my Explorer. Not really gaming like that. Obviously, we're doing it for review purposes, testing it, but mainly for the portal and for like my cell phone. You know what I mean? Because I haven't had an earbud in like for years. So, but yeah, that was a huge disappointment. Another disappointment for me, Persona, where you have the name Pulse within the title or the name of the product, and you have no audio app customization with it. I thought that was weird because typically when I buy a Pulse device for PlayStation, it comes with like the app that you can put on on your the computer, and you know what I mean. You can customize your experience. If you're playing a shooter, you can customize that. You playing
Even the Endzone H9 has its own app. It's
Yeah, the
crazy.
end zone on a computer, it has its own app.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
end zone is very like customizable as far as your
Yeah.
sound quality and
Mhm.
what you want to do, bass and all that stuff. Even the 3D audio stuff, you can customize that. But you don't really have that here with the Pulse Explorers, and I felt like that was really really disappointing on a gaming standpoint.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even just on a mobile, just having an app where you can customize. I think that's
Mhm.
disappointing. How you feel
Yeah.
about that?
No, I agree. I feel like that was a huge missed opportunity as well, especially for something like this that has such good audio and such good noise cancellation and audio technology in it. It seems strange that they wouldn't have a companion app to go along with it with, preset profiles or being able to like adjust the noise cancellation or adjust, the sound a sound profile to have more bass or more boom or whatever the case may be. I definitely think that's a huge, huge, huge missed opportunity. And who knows, they may come with that later, but as of right now, it's not there. And I just feel like again, another half step with PlayStation with the Explorers.
Yeah, yeah. Um, this is like a small gripe, but it is a gripe. We already mentioned it as well.
Mhm.
The case is bulky. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I would love a more sleeker, slimmer case, but the fact that it is bulky like this and it doesn't have like any type of texture grip to have on a desk, I feel like it's a
Very
huge
slippery. Very
yeah, you know
slippery.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I wanna open them up, I have to pick them up, use my hand and do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
do think I like the streamlined look of all the PlayStation products. You know what I mean? From the charging stuff, the VR, the actual console itself, it has that two tone, similar look that looks similar to the PlayStation 5. But
Mhm.
I do think it's a little bulky for my liking.
Yep.
But
I agree.
overall, um we're going to talk about our score, and
Yep.
also we're going to talk about how can you recommend this product. So, can you recommend a product on a gaming standpoint? Can you recommend it as a daily driver, and your overall review score for the product? You can go first, and I'll do mine.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny. This was something that I was definitely thinking about a lot. When it came to when we was going to do this episode. Um, Using the Post Explorers, my experience with it hasn't been the best. Obviously, with a couple of the connectivity issues that I've experienced using it on the PlayStation. Um, and obviously no mute button, and just a lot of other missing features that you would expect from a headset or from something that's going to be centered around audio. You would just expect those things, right? Especially looking at the price of this is 250, 200, 250, something like that. So I do think that when it comes to the recommendation, I think this is something more so towards someone that might be a PlayStation enthusiast, and someone that just likes to have the newest technology, because I do think that the audio noise cancellation technology, it's the in my opinion, it's the best. I do think it's like one of the best on the market right now, like hands down. Especially the noise cancellation. Like I said, I've never had noise cancellation headphones this good before.
Yeah,
So
it's really good.
yeah, like it really, really is good. And when it comes to the actual audio, like playing games, because I play Returnal, I play Horizon, I play Spider-Man, God of War, Valhalla. I played a bunch of games where I know that 3D audio and audio is like really big and really important. And I do think that the Explorers does a good job of conveying that audio through the headphones. But I think there's a lot missing there, where if you're someone that's not really um if you're in the market for like headphones or something that's like a headphone for gaming and communication and stuff like that, there's better options out there for you, right? I think the InZone H9s, even though it's a bigger and more bulkier headset, I think the features, the audio, the sound quality and things like that are good enough to where I would recommend that over the Post Explorers. I think the Post Explorers is more geared towards that PlayStation enthusiast that is looking to have the newest and best tech under the PlayStation umbrella. My score for these, I would give these a 6.9 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. Um, like for me, um, and as a daily driver, I would recommend the Pulse Explorers. I don't. It is lacking too many features that you know if you're using it for your phone or just any other devices or whatnot, iPad is just lacking in that department where you're still going to have to use that base product to get the most out of the Pulse Explorer. Even when you connect to your phone, the volume rocker don't work with it. You gotta manually, you know, decrease the volume or increase the volume on your iPhone. You know what I mean? So that's a huge miss in my opinion for it. I do recommend it if you are looking for like a nice quality earbud for your like PlayStation portal. I will recommend it for that. Um but I would say I recommend it more for that if the price was like 150 rather than 200. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it connects really well. It sounds really well. The mic quality is not the greatest, but it's just missing too many features to be hitting that $200 price point. You know what I mean? On Twitter, I put my individual score for a 7.3 out of 10. You know what I mean? But I was thinking about it a little bit more, and I think I'm going to drop it to like a 7 out of 10 when it comes to the Post Explorer. Like I do like them a lot. I think it sounds great. I think this AI enhanced rejection is godlike, and I would like to see that much more. I do think the PlayStation and Link technology, when it comes to my use case or my experience, has been great for me. But all those features is really nice, but the simple things, it's lacking, where I can't give it anything higher than a 7 or whatnot. So can I recommend it overall? I would say hold off, probably wait for another iteration, post Explorers 2 or whatnot, or wait for a price point. And that's if you're looking for a PlayStation Portal headset that works really great, connects really great, then this is the product for you. You know what I mean? But other than that, I can't really recommend it for that's general gaming use. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would go more the headset route, like someone said, the H9s, or heck, the I
Pulse
think it called the Pulse Elites that is coming
Elite.
out next year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would go there because
I
I
would
think
go
with
with
the Pulse
those.
Elites, you have the mute button, you have all of those things there
Mm-hmm.
with it.
Yep.
So what we're sitting at, we're pretty much sitting at a 6.9 out of 10. You know what I
Yep.
mean? A 6.9, 6.95 out of 10 is our
Overall.
Pulse Explore reviews here at What's
Mm-hmm.
Up PlayStation. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Pulse Explorers, man.
Yes,
And
sir.
well, we're gonna talk about the granddaddy now, Persona. The granddaddy, the big behemoth. You know what I mean? The product that had a lot of people
Still got a lot of people. Not had,
yeah,
still have.
people were a little tilted. People were a little upset that it's not a full fledged, handheld, and I do understand that talking point. But I have to say, man, I do enjoy the PlayStation Portal. You know what I mean? This is the case that I have for it. Oh, let me turn this off. It's the case that I have for it.
I got the same case. Hold on, let me get mine.
I think the Pulse Explorers are really good. I mean, I said the Pulse Explorer. The PlayStation Portal is a really dope product. You got my fingerprints all over there. You can see, but I do have a case on it right now. I like these. I like my clear cases, especially if if it's a product that I think that looks really good. I want it still to be visible and seen. So I don't want to cover the color. You know what I mean? Give me a clear case and we're good to go. But how we're going to talk about the PlayStation Explorer, I mean, I said Explorer, the PlayStation Portal, is we're going to talk about the unboxing. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the price point, our overall thoughts, use case scenarios, the comfortability with the form factor. We're going to talk about how does it feel in hand, the DualSense implementations, the screen itself, because a lot of people was like, "Oh, it's not OLED. It's not OLED. Not OLED. OLED." You know what I mean? And does it actually work? You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that stuff and going to recommend, like, okay, what type of games do you recommend that we, optimal to play on, like a PlayStation Portal? So, your Persona, lead us off, man. Talk about your unboxing experience with this product.
Okay. So let me start by saying this, right? I definitely was somebody that was vehemently against the portal. Even on WUPS, a few times I said, yo, I want something that's more native. I would love like a Vita successor and things like that. That's always been my sentiments. And really and truly, that's still my sentiments today. Like I definitely would want PlayStation to take another crack at the handheld market. Especially with all these other handhelds coming out, and you got the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, and the GeForce head thing, and all this other stuff. There's a lot of things out there now where I'm like, I feel like you should take another crack. But when it comes to unboxing the portal, or when it comes to the portal itself, it piqued my interest. Like that's really what it is, man. Like I was like, you know what? I'm really interested, talking to Bari and talking to a couple other people in the community that I rock with. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give the game a shot. I mean, I was gonna give the device a shot. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll pick it up. pick it up, give it a shot, and see what's up. So that's what I did. And I gotta be honest, man, unboxing it was a really cool experience. You know, I love new technology. Like I love getting new technology, that new technology smell and all that good stuff, right? You know, those are things that I love. So, you know, when it came to that, I was like, yo, the unboxing I thought was really, really good, really, really cool. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. What about you,
Yeah,
Bar?
I agree, man. I enjoyed, the boxing. I thought they did a great job with, like, packaging it up, giving that, like, this is a quality experience, this is a quality device. You know what I mean? It had this nice
It's a
little,
well made device. It's
yeah,
a
it
well
had this
made.
nice little tab and whatnot. I was like, oh, okay, PlayStation, man, you guys step it up, man. When it comes to the unboxing experience. And yeah, I was overly joyed for it. You know what I mean? Before the product got when the product got announced, or even before it, I wasn't like super, super excited, but I was always curious of, like, I do remote play, but they saying that you get to keep certain things, like the PlayStation DualSense experience with it. So I'm curious to see how this things work. And I'll say this: I like the unboxing, and I think the price point is fair. It's crazy how the PlayStation Portal and the Pulse Explorers are the same price, but the PlayStation Portal, you have a mic on here, you got the mute button, you got all that, you got all the DualSense stuff that you can have, and you can just play your games. I think the PlayStation Portal at its price point is more, it's more fair. Like, you know what I mean? It's something that is like, I feel like they nailed the price point on that. The PlayStation Post Explorers, I think it's $50 too much. But the Portal, I think, is fine. Overall thoughts, comfortability. I think the form factor is a dual sense with a screen in the middle, and as simplistic as that sound, it is amazing. It is yo. I have no issues when it comes to playing the Portal on, when I'm laying down on bed, or if I'm laying in my couch, sitting in my couch, sitting out on a chair, just casually gaming. No issues at all. It feels great. You know what I mean? It's a dual sense controller. The buttons feel great. The analog stick feels great. I don't have no complaints when it comes to the comfortability with the form factor, and it feels great in the hand. How you feel, Persona, when it comes to that? Is it too heavy? Is it too light? Is it just right?
No, I think you know what's funny? When I saw the design of it, I definitely was a little bit like, like okay, I kind of was a little thrown off a bit because I thought that it was going to be uncomfortable, honestly. But really and truly, playing it, holding it in my hand, playing games with it and whatnot, it's really, really comfortable, man. Like it really it's comfortable. Like it's a dual. It's like an extended. It's a stretched out dual sense, and it feels very comfortable in the hands. Where I'm like, all right, this is dope. Like, okay, I can rock with this. So I like it. I think it's good. I think it's
One
good, and it's
handed.
light. Yeah, it's light. It's very light. Like it's light enough to where, like, if you're having long game sessions with it, it's not gonna fatigue. You're not gonna feel fatigued with having to hold this thing up and whatnot. So I like it.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the best handheld experience I have, as far as the form factor, the ergonomics of it. It feels great in the hand, and having the dual sense features in there. Like with me, I have like the haptic feedback on, so when I'm just navigating throughout the UI of the dual sense, I mean of the PlayStation 5, I get feedback. So if I go over to a game, I feel it. I like that. You know what I mean? And you still have that here with the Portal, which is great. But yo, having the dual sense features on long playing this game, any games that's remotely, how you feel about that? Did they nail that? You know what I mean? Is that something that kind of it kept you like, cause yeah, remote play is nothing new. Remote play is always there. You can do it with your phone, you can do it with your tablet, you can do it on PC, you can do it on other devices, Steam Deck, Asus ROG, and whatnot. But the unique thing about the PlayStation Portal is that it has those DualSense implementations. So you playing on the TV, your monitor or whatnot with the DualSense in your hand, and you enjoy the haptic feedback, the impulse triggers and all that stuff. That still carries over through remote play with the Portal. Is that like a
Mhm.
big sell? And now that you have the product in your hand and you experience it?
Yeah, that was definitely something that I wanted to experience because being able to still maintain the DualSense features even through a remote play experience over the internet, I'm like, yo, that's definitely a big sell for me. So I played Returnal, I played Spider-Man, I played God of War Valhalla, Star Ocean 2, Second Story R. What else did I play? Uh, there was another game that I played, I can't remember right now. Oh, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. I tried it through the portal. And for the games that have the haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. Oh, and Horizon.
Yo,
Yo,
that's
it
one game I didn't try yet on the Horizon. I gotta try that.
the adaptive trick. Yo, Returnal's one of I think Returnal's one of the best games that has like one of the best adaptive trigger implementations
Hmm.
because there's with the alt fire and all this other stuff and the movement that you feel through the haptic feedback. You feel all of that through this portal, all of
Hmm.
it. The movement,
Just like the DualSense, bro.
yeah, it's just like the DualSense, man. The alt fire, it really is an incredible experience, man. I'm being honest. Like it really is. It's incredible that they're able to mimic that so seamlessly and also so accurately through like a remote play session. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really good.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the screen? Because I noticed like when you was trying it out, you take some screenshots on Twitter, letting people know, games like let me turn this thing off. Games like Spider-Man looks amazing on screen. Games like Returnal looks amazing on screen. I have Spider-Man boot up right now, and it just looks amazing. This is not an OLED screen. What is this? LCD screen?
LCD. Yeah. It's
And
LCD screen.
and yeah, LCD screen. They saying here it's an 8-inch LCD screen capable of 1080p 60 frames per second. And I have to say this, Persona, bro. The screen, it looks amazing. I don't
It's
know what
very
type of LCD what they have in here. It's very vivid. You know what I mean? But go ahead and give your thoughts.
it's very it's very like the screen is like the colors pop for some reason. It's weird. Like the colors
Yeah,
really
the
do pop.
contrast ratios and all that. Yeah,
Contrast and all
definitely.
that stuff. The colors look really nice on the screen. Although it's an LCD screen, the colors and everything look really, really nice on this display. Now, is it perfect? Come on, no, it's not. But I
Mhm.
think for the experience that this device is trying to give, I do think that they do a good job of conveying those colors and give you like a good enough quality experience when you're playing your games.
Yeah, the size of the screen. I thought like just looking at it, it was gonna be like it's too big, and it might be that's gonna be like majority of the weight. But yo, it's not, bro. It's really not like the weight
The control,
distribution.
funny enough, the controllers is where the weight really is.
Yeah,
Like
yo.
with the actual controller handles and stuff like that, you feel at least for me, I feel more of the weight there.
Hmm. The weight
Like,
distribution of like the size of the screen. You know what I mean? Everything it just looks amazing. Oh, that's Horizon you have up? It looks
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, the 60 frames, you can definitely see that on there. But you are playing in 1080p, but that's the size of it. It looks very crisp. It looks very vivid. The contrast, like I said, everything pops
bro.
on the screen. So I have no real complaints when it comes to the screen. Oh yeah, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. It's gonna
Bro,
buffer out. Yo, shout
yeah,
out
it's
to the
going
Insta, the Insta 360 link. Great camera. If you guys are looking for that, the auto correction of it is definitely gonna buffer it out. But yeah, man, yeah, the like I
yo,
said,
this shirt, like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
that's what I'm saying, bruh.
Yo,
I'm saying
it looks really, really beautiful when it comes to
it's
the portal.
beautiful. So yeah, the screen implementation, the screen looks great. The DualSense implementation, the form factor, I think is amazing. But Persona, the question I think a lot of people wants to be answered is, does it actually works? Everything coming together is a remote play device that requires your Wi-Fi, requires, I guess, if you want to use your hotspot for your phone, which we're going to talk about as well. Um, so the experience can be very varied. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can just lock in and you get, you know, the same experience every single time. You know what I mean? It's always going to be some type of fluctuation that happens because it requires Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not
Mm.
the most stable thing in the world. Um, and you know, yeah, hiccups can happen. But does the actual product work in your opinion? Did PlayStation sell you on the product now?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. The Portal, it's kind of scary how good it works, how seamless process is, how clear, how clean the process is. Now, obviously, in my house, I'm playing at home, obviously, but also I've got FiOS gigabit internet up and down. So it's I've got like some of the best internet. So, obviously my experience may differ from other people, but even like on high action situations. So like yesterday I'm playing Returnal, a lot of enemies on the screen, a lot of things are happening. I'm moving around, a lot of projectiles and things like that. Seamless. I was playing Final Fantasy 16 yesterday as well. Seamless, high quality, very clean. Swinging through Spider-Man, very fast, very seamless, very clean. My experience with the Portal so far has been nothing short of great.
Yeah.
And with the new update that they just put out, it's made that experience even a little bit even better
Yeah,
for
it's
me
better,
personally.
more
Yeah.
stable. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
definitely noticed that too. Cause yeah, my overall experience has been great too. You know, using it here at home, had no issues. You know, you don't typically walk around, you know, with a handheld playing the game, but that's for like review purposes. Was walking around and playing it, no issues. You know, you do have some type of little judder here and there, but the latest update, I haven't noticed any judder like I did before when I had the product the first time. But I did try this on my hotspot on my phone as well,
Mm.
and it worked. Was it as clear? Or was it as streamlined as like my home Wi-Fi? It wasn't, but you can have a gaming experience on it. I have a T-Mobile as well, you know, 5G, whatever, on that. So it did work. You know what I mean? When it was close to my phone, when I had my phone in my pocket, I was just out here outside and I was using it. I used it at work as well. I used it on my work Wi-Fi and I also used it on, the hotspot as well, which I normally use it on hotspot when I do it. But it worked wonderfully well with that as well. So yeah, I can say that I was remote playing from work, I was remote playing outside, and I was remote playing, in my house. And my experience has been great with it. But like I said, that can always be varied when it comes to your home Wi-Fi. You might not have the same home Wi-Fi connection because Persona got gigabit. I don't have gigabit or fiber. I have gigabit down, but I don't have like fiber, so it doesn't. The upload speeds is much different than my download speeds, so that varies as well. And I know other people at home, they probably don't have gigabit or they probably don't have the high speeds or fiber as well. So that always can vary, but it works, man. And it's having all the dual sense features there, how good it feels in the hand, something that you already are acclimated to with the with a dual sense controller. It doesn't change the experience and how you want to play. You know how sometimes you play on a console and then you play on handheld, it changes how you play, it changes how you
Mhm.
gotta, adjust or whatnot. Here with the pulse, I mean here with the portal, I didn't get that whole I gotta adjust because I'm on a handheld. I was pretty much playing the same way
Mhm.
like I was playing if I was on a dual sense. But so yeah, I do love the product. The last question before we get into like major negatives or can we recommend it or our score? What games would you recommend, as far as your use case scenario, will you recommend to like play on the portal? So there's like some like a specific type of genre, a specific type of
Mm,
game that you would
mhm.
recommend, like, yo, this is the perfect product for this.
Yeah, actually, I think so. For me personally, it's definitely going to be my JRPG machine, JRPGs and platformers, action platformers. So, I'm played through the Final Fantasy games on here. Played through a couple other action RPGs. Like I've been playing Star Ocean Second Story R. Like I'm at the end of that game. I'm gonna finish that. Portal's the perfect game. I mean, a perfect device to play something like that on. Final Fantasy 1 through 12. It really, I think those are really good games that you could play through there. Like it's definitely gonna be my JRPG platformer machine.
Yeah, I
What about
agree.
you?
Like when it comes to the RPGs, I think it's great for that. When it comes to the smaller, like Metroidvania or platformers, I think it's great for that. I was like dedicating my whole Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough on the portal. And I had no issues, playing it. I thought it was great. Obviously when Grand Blue came out, a lot of things shut down with that. But even like playing games like Returnal, I was very surprised how well it worked with that. That's a very Twitch based, high octane type game. And granted, I didn't play Returnal like on mobile hotspot or even at work. I played that mostly here in the home Wi-Fi, but it was great. So me personally, yeah, I would do more like the RPGs, slower type of games. I think it works. Continue that type of play with those games, but not gonna lie, man. I've tried it with the high action games. I've tried it with fighting game. Remember when the Under Night in Birth beta was out?
Mhm.
I played like about 5 matches with Under Night in Birth, probably even more than that. With Under Night in Birth with a portal, and I won actually 2 matches using the portal on the night in Birth, bro. I was like, what?
Wow.
I was mashing, but I was like, yo, I actually won a actual game using the portals. You know what I mean? So it does work when it comes to fighting games and all the other stuff. I haven't used like a first person shooter though. I'll be honest with you. I haven't used it for a first person shooter at all because I haven't been playing first person shooters like that. But maybe I'll probably try Avatar. See, I never boot up Avatar with it, but
Mhm.
it works. Let's let
I
you
feel
know
like
it works.
Assassin's Creed would be like a good game to play as
Yeah,
well
like
for something like that.
exploration, let
Yeah,
me
exploration style games and stuff
get
like
these
that, yeah.
towers and get these, I
Mhm,
don't know what's the collectibles now in Mirage or whatnot, but you know
mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But moving along, do you have any negatives, like major negatives? And overall, can you recommend this product to gamers, to the PlayStation Nation? And then your review score.
Um, Yo, Barry, I'm gonna be honest, I can't really think of no negatives right now with it. I know people gonna hear that and, "Oh, you capping, blah, blah, blah." Right now, I think, the battery life is decent. I think it's good enough for, like,
It's
maybe
a
a
handheld.
3 hour, yeah,
Yeah,
for like a 3, 4 hour session. I think that's good enough. I do think the technology that's being used to provide the remote play experience is really good, really high quality. I wish here's a negative. You can't play cloud-based games through this device yet.
not yet.
So
Not yet.
that's definitely a negative for me because for those who know me, I've been playing through the Sly Cooper games again, and obviously through PS Cloud, and I can't play that through the portal, and I think that would be a great game to play through the portal, right? So I hope that they do implement, you being able to play like those PS Plus Cloud games through the portal fairly soon. That would be a negative, I think, for me personally. Um, can I
Like
recommend this product?
we'll get into the recommendation. Like a negative for me, I would. It's not really a negative for me, but I could see as a negative overall is the Bluetooth. Not having Bluetooth there, where you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
use any other like earbuds through Bluetooth. Like this is a perfect sync with the PlayStation Pulse Explorers. But if you don't have a PlayStation Plus Explorers, you're gonna be doing it, plugging it in through the 3.5 millimeter jack
Jack.
thing.
Mhm, mhm.
But one thing I want to say, like a positive, I think it's super smart what they did here. as far as when it comes to the ports. So the charging port and the headset, very very smart position, because there's a lot of headsets, or a lot of handhelds where the headset thing will be like at the top, or it could be at the bottom, and or the charging will be at the bottom. So it makes it uncomfortable. Like say you're laying down, you got this thing in your stomach and you're just chilling. It doesn't bother you because it's so high up. You're not seeing the cord. It can bend and whatnot. I think that's
Mhm.
great. I thought that was really really smart.
Yeah, I think that's a good position too. I agree.
Yeah, I think that was really really smart what they did there, when it came to um those the jacks or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, ports or whatnot. Um, but yeah, another major, like another negative, I would say. Um, well, yeah, I just lean towards the Bluetooth thing. I think that's a negative that I can understand. People like could be a little bit hesitant with that. I don't really
Mhm.
have like major negatives. You know what I mean? Yeah, the cloud thing, I can bring that up, but they kind of addressing that as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
The battery life, I have no issue with the battery life. I think that's great. Um, I will say this. All right, so this is kind of like a nitpick type of negative, and I totally understand them not having this because we see that with the other products. Colors, man.
What do you mean colors?
No
Like different
all black
color?
version. Yeah, like it's a
Oh,
dual sense,
uh,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
would be smart to have like you have a whole line
Red
of
one
colors
or yeah.
with it. Imagine if it had that. That would be
I definitely
crazy.
would have got I definitely would have got a red one for sure.
You get what I'm saying? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Colors and like availability. Because when it comes to both of these products, the Explorers and the Portal, they're not available. You know what I mean? It's very hard to get one, and I do think that when more people do get it in their hands, it can change people's opinions. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
see it live here, our persona, and many other people within the community. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it's not available. You know what
Nah,
I mean?
yeah,
So
it's still even now, it's still hard to get. It's
yeah.
like going sold out as soon as it goes up, so pretty
All right,
interesting.
so persona,
Mhm.
can you recommend the product overall? Gaming, well, it's just a gaming product,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
your final review score for it.
Yeah. So, honestly, really and truly, I do recommend this product. And this is coming from somebody that was again vehemently against the product initially, but gave it a chance just to see what's up. I recommend the product, but I think this is more so for people like if you're going to this wanting to play COD, wanting to play, stuff like that. I don't know. Now, NBA Madden, yeah, I think this would be a good device for that. Like, laying in the bed, play a couple Madden sessions or whatever. Absolutely. JRPGs, RPGs, and stuff like that, absolutely. But I think high octane action experiences, I think, are still best played on a console and on like a big TV and all that stuff. I do think that, but I think for those a little bit action stuff like that experiences, roguelikes, platformers, JRPGs, RPGs, some sports titles, maybe even some racing titles and things like that. Those Telltale games and all those things like that indies. I think this is a great device for that. So I recommend it for that. I would say go into it with your expectations in check though, because this is a remote play experience, so it's not native. So there may be some issues you may run into, especially if your internet is not up to par. But I do recommend the product for gamers. I do. I think it's a nice little companion device to have. In terms of my review score, Barry, I'm giving the Portal a 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great device. I like it.
I highly recommend the PlayStation Portal just to extend your PlayStation experience. You know what I mean? Where hey, say you don't want to sit on the desk, you don't want to sit on the couch, you want to lay down. You know what I mean, and continue your play. It's great for that. It's great for continue your grinding. Leveling up. In RPGs or whatnot. It's great for that. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lot of use case scenarios for it. Um, and I highly recommend it. It feels great in the hand. If you do enjoy the DualSense, you have no issue here. The screen looks great for an LCD 8-inch 1080p screen, 60 frames screen. It looks amazing. It looks great. So I haven't get my review score yet, but my review score is a 8.5 out of 10 as well. And the only reason why it is, I highly recommend it, but that's due to what the product is. It's very varied. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to have the same experience. You know what I mean? It's not like a consistent overall experience that, if I play this game, it's always going to work this way. You know what I mean? That's due to it being a remote play Wi-Fi device. You never know. Sometimes, hey, if your internet is out, you can't even play it. You know what I'm saying? So I give it an 8.5. That's due to that reason, and also the lack of any other type of headset that it will support when it comes to Bluetooth. You know what I mean? I can see that being a big con for people. Where you say you already have an iPad, what's called iPod Pros or iPod, earbuds, and you can't use them here with the portals. You got to go out and shell out and buy another, like a Explorers, or plug in the millimeter headset jack or
Mhm,
whatnot. But
mhm, mhm.
yeah, I do love this product a lot. It definitely has extended a lot of play with
Mhm.
me, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're in the PlayStation ecosystem, you're in the
Yep.
PlayStation side of things. This is the
And it's meant
if
to extend it's meant to extend your PlayStation 5 experience. It's not meant to replace
100%.
it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
It's not meant to replace it. It's not meant to be its own thing when it comes to, like, a native handheld. It's to extend your PS5 gaming sessions and experiences. So, keep that in mind when buying this type of product. And I think if you go into it with that type of mindset, the product makes sense. For a lot
hmm
of people, they might not see the need for a product like this or whatever, and that's fine. But if you're somebody that's looking to extend that experience and be able to kind of play anywhere you want with a device that's dedicated towards that remote play, over the internet style experience, I think the Portal is definitely the way to go for sure.
yeah. So there you guys have it. We have our official WUPS review score as a 8.5 out of 10 for the PlayStation Portal. So today we gave you two reviews, the Pulse Explorers earbuds. Our overall WUPS score is a 6.95 out of
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Mhm.
gave it like a 7, you gave it a 6.9. And then the
Yep.
PlayStation Portal, 8.5 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So definitely highly recommend the Portal, the Pulse Explorers. You know what I mean? I recommend wait for a price decrease, or suggest if you're looking for overall, earbud for everything, I would recommend it. If you're looking for something to complement the Portal, you can go ahead and get it. But yeah, Persona, that is episode 2 of our What's Up PlayStation reviews, aka WUPS reviews.
Yes, sir.
Uh Before we close out, man, just want to say thank you guys for all the support I received here at What's Up PlayStation in 2023. You know what I mean? Big shout out to the bro Viper Reaps Corner, doing the timestamps and all that stuff for us. A huge shout out to the WUPS Nation. We appreciate you guys, joining the WUPS Nation, subscribing to the channel. All the new subscribers, thank you. The people that, hit the like button, share the stream out. We appreciate you guys. And 2024, we're looking forward to a big one, man. We're gonna be back on January 6th.
Yep. That's
Um,
next
you
Saturday.
know, yeah, next Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about because there was a lot of news in December. So we're looking forward to 2024. Just want to say, happy holidays once again, and happy New Year to the PlayStation Nation, to the WUPS Nation, subscribers, everybody, man, that games out there. Thank you for supporting What's Up PlayStation podcast. Persona,
Yes,
you can say
sir.
your one two as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love doing these WUPS reviews. We hope you guys love them as well. We'll definitely continue to do these in 2024 as well. Happy New Year, happy holidays to everybody, man. I hope you guys have a prosperous and successful 2024. And for 2023, man, we definitely appreciate everybody. The growth for 2023 has been phenomenal. We started the year with Danielle Basutti on our show, and we had a lot of great people. We had Sean Layden on for his our 100th episode, or was that 2022? My timing is off.
100 episode was 2022. Yeah.
It was. Wow, my timing is way off, guys. There you go. See, but either way, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the support, the subscribers, the members, the super chats, everything. Big shout out to Viper. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us, man. And we're looking to even more growth in 2024. And like I always say, guys, What's Up PlayStation Podcast is a podcast for the community, by the community. And we'll see you guys next Saturday, same time, same place, same crew, the WUPS crew. And we out, guys. Peace.
Yo, the final trophies of 2023. They deserve a platinum persona?
Absolutely. Give them that platinum, man. Final platinum of 2023.
There you go, guys.
Hey.
Man, thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. See you guys next year. We gone. Deuces.